Cougar.
Yes, sir. I'm waiting. Okay.
I love you, honey bunny.
Everybody, you call this the robbery!
And you fucking bitch move! I'm gonna execute every motherfucking last one of you!
They got NBA Jam and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games down here, y'all.
Indeed. Air conditioning and wings. That would be the best wings in Lawrence, Kansas. Where are we located, Connor?
610 Florida Street.
That is correct. We have a action-packed week once again, benefiting this year's KVKL chosen charity, the Douglas County Special Olympics. Let's not forget, 'tis the reason for the season, the Douglas County Special Olympics. Directly to my left, the original gangster, my friend, my favorite, Benjamin Hutnick.
I think the OG is old gangster. Hey, Connor, you know what they call a Super Bowl championship in San Francisco?
What?
Nothing. They don't know what a Super Bowl championship is. They haven't won since Pulp Fiction came out.
That's great. Thank you.
Good thing Cougar has like 12 different favorite teams. So.
I don't have 12. I have like 6, okay?
6, yeah.
I have like 6, not 12.
Directly to Ben's left, who was just so nice we had to do it twice. Kelly, don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
You're killing it. You're killing it with the puns. Already killing it with the puns. I cannot believe they invited me back, but thank you for being here and listening.
And now, this last host has never needed any introduction, but I'll be goddamned if he isn't going to get the one that he truly deserves after all those years tonight. This man, quote unquote, has had the privilege of playing in the KVKL for 17 years. During that time, he made it to not one, not two, but 3 separate championship Sundays, securing 2 championships, the Cougar Classic, if you're into the whole brevity
That's
thing.
not true. The Cougar Classic. Stop.
And at least twice that many circle jerks.
This young man's fantastic journey through Carl Valley Kickball League has seen him play for a variety of franchises expanding across those 17 seasons, including K. Jensen's HK,
Yep.
KJHK,
Yep.
the Blue Brothers, who are now Yingling, West Coast Saloon, who is now Recess Rejects, Slow Ride, who is now Cyport CBK,
Yep.
the East Siders, who are now known as Taco Zone, the Channel 6 Towpokes, who are now Young Spine,
Yep.
and last but not least, the Bulletproof Tigers, Nick Lerner's homies, Nick Lerner's Patrick Mahomes, you all know them lovingly as the KDC Tropics.
Yep.
When I asked this person what their favorite KVKL memory was,
Yep.
he told me that it was the game against the late fees at Edgewood East the day after Dana passed away.
Yep.
The support from everyone was overwhelming and deeply touching. Megan, Ollie, and Amber from D-Holes came by and presented us all with temporary patches bearing Dana's initials, which was a heartfelt tribute through a tough time. This man has given his time, his effort, and endless amounts of money and love to this league, and I'll be goddamned if he doesn't get the minuscule amount of time and love shown back to him. Week in and week out, he shows up to sponsor, ref, allegedly, and help run the podcast, as well as anything else that he's ever asked to help with or do. I want to remind you all that this league is fucking lucky to have someone like him support and actively be a part of, not every week, but damn near every day, year in and year out. And I'd be lying if I wasn't lying, and I would be lying if I wasn't saying that I'm even luckier to not only have him as a co-host and a cohort, but a goddamn good friend. Right now, I want everybody to raise your glasses to the last panelist that we affectionately call Cubby, but the ladies know he's the definition of sexual prowess. None other than the one and the only Jason Kerber Brown.
Wow, I mean, I would say, thank you, Sean.
Hey, I was thinking about some nice things for you, but all I got was like cream pies and stuff like that, so we won't get into the gushy stuff.
I was going to say, you were a walking sausage party.
Yeah, and you're going to go to the sausage party reset.
I also thought you said his favorite memory of KVKO was going to be reffing Red Lions game this past weekend.
Oh, that trumps it. Yeah, that's not the best memory. Is the Red Line game against D-Holes, man. Oh, yeah.
So we have a plethora of games to get through here. I'm going to try to decipher some of the notes if your handwriting's legible. If not, sorry, come down, talk about your game. I definitely want to talk about it, and we're going to get through as much as we can as quickly as possible. YSC 1 at 5 p.m. Number 33, late fees, 23 at number 32, Asteroid Head, 12. This was a play-in game.
Yep.
Looked like right off the bat, late fees just came out, put up 9 runs in the first 3 innings, and we're already up 9-0. Never really acquiesced at that point.
So I was going to say that, Asteroid Head beat late fees early in the regular season, and like late fees got the vengeance from that, the regular season loss. So, although I don't know what that vengeance should count for a different reason, but I digress.
Yeah, I mean, either way, a little bit, the first quote-unquote upset of the day right off the bat, but I think a good majority of the panel did pick late fees over Asteroid Head, so it'll be interesting when we get back through those brackets. Take a look at those. Kayla had a 3-run home run in the first. Styles a 3 RKI triple in the second. No tunes. Ooh. Styles does it again in the fourth. Kayla solo home run in the 7th. Alicia double in the 4th. And on the other side for Asteroid Head, Colin RKI double in the 4th. Lindsay 2 RKI in the 4th. Colin does it again in the 5th. Kirsten 2 RKI double in the 7th. Raylan scratched due to injury, and Pat a 2-run home run in the 8th. Well, that's not classic Asteroid Head. I don't know what it's not. YSC 2 at 5 p.m. Number 17 Free State 10. Number 16 Soda Jerks 2. Uh-oh.
I was all over this one.
So Seth, he said that in the CD podcast that Soda Jerks were quote overrated as a 16 seed, and he backed it up with his 10-2 win over Soda Jerks. So
I mean, coming out, smashing up 4 in the first run, really setting the tone against the Jerks. The Jerks didn't have a good, 1, 2, 3 inning almost back to back after that, but never really able to quite claw back into it, only putting up those 2 runs in the second. 2 innings. Oh, yeah, these are some notes. Can't read that. I think we're going to try and transcribe those, get those up on the website. I don't want to short sell anyone, but there's some rough handwriting. YSC 1 at 6:30 p.m. Number 25 Sod Squad 2. Number 8 Honey Badgers 9. A little bit closer than I expected this game. I don't know. I don't see any Badgers down here.
Or Sod Squad, I don't see anyone, no.
Didn't know if maybe they came in looking past Sod Squad in this game.
I was going to talk about Sod Squad during their game with Arbar, but I'll jump the gun a little bit and say that Sod Squad had some fire kicks in the game against Arbar, so I could only imagine that they did the same thing during Honey Badgers. They didn't get them home, but so I guess it's probably a defensive game, it looks like. But honestly, it does not surprise me looking at Sod Squad's video from earlier today that it was this close, because they looked good on Sunday.
Yeah, looks like seven total base runners, seven, but 2 runs. So I mean, scoring when they got on. So
Difficult, but
yeah, and that's really difficult against this Badgers team that doesn't typically make too many mistakes, and when and if they tend to, they either immediately respond really well or really poorly, but they always seemingly play to their opponents' disadvantages. So
I do feel like when they're on one, Honey Badgers. Yeah.
So maybe looking to the next game, but Honey Badgers getting it done in the early rounds against Sod Squad. YSC 2 at 6:30 p.m. Number 24, located right here at 610 Florida Street. At number 9, John Denver Experience Shift, #Drink Shift 11. A little bit closer than I would have
I was going to say that JDE Shift is that one, same thing with Honey Badger Sod Squad. They think that JDE Shift, knowing that you're possibly a Honey Badger, they're just saving their energy. That's only a 7-point win over Arbar.
And I mean, Arbar do not want to short sell them at all, absolutely at all. Leading through the 5th inning before John Denver decided to wake up and play 7 in the next 2 innings. I'm sorry, 8 in the next 2 innings. So quite the, I think, expected response out of John Denver. But major props to Arbar for putting up a heck of a game.
They killed it. I
and
wish there were
leading
people
5.
here. I wish.
James was. I think James was supposed to come up and talk about the game. That's what Gabby said, but looks like he dropped the ball there. He may be busy, so maybe we can get some comments later.
I actually took notes on that, their next game, so I'll talk a little bit about that.
Infield home run in the bottom of the 6th for John Denver, and that was the only note provided by one of the 3 scorekeepers that kept the book. So good.
Really? 3 scorekeepers only on 1?
Yes, using the Freeburg rule.
Oh, God.
YSC 5 at 5 p.m. A real barn burner playing game. Number 36 Ball Beavers 14, 29 Rockets 15. And I believe that was, no, it wasn't it could have been a walk-off, but in the bottom of the 8th, the Rockets took the lead back by plating 3. So a real good game all around for both teams, I think, especially at this level in this play-in game. High scoring is expected.
Really? Ball Beavers? They can really score. It's like they all of a sudden they score 14. Like, huh?
Well, I'm telling you, we played against the Beavers, and it's not for a lack of effort. I think Bryson said it best. They're the get off the bus prison team. Like, you don't go on the field, and I'm like, I know it's week 6, week 7, but how the fuck have these guys not won a game? I see 3 athletes and fucking 2 giants on the field. You know, I expect 14 runs out of this team.
I didn't.
In this level and caliber game, I think this was very close to what I would have had a final score settled on.
It's good too. This is probably their best game of the season so far.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have that, you want it to come in the playoffs.
Definitely. I mean, getting all that momentum built up for the Beavers heading into the boot, and then getting that momentum built up for the Rockets too, now playing their way out of the boot into the main tournament in a play-in game. So, I think at this point in the year and for both franchises, some big steps forward compared to where they were at the beginning and the end of last year. Let's see, notes on this game. For the Beavers, Anthony with perfect slides. Briley burned center fielder in the second. 2 RKIs in the fifth. Nice catch at the shins by Alyssa in the fifth. Sean, that's why I couldn't read it. Sean spelled wrong with a shin catch in the sixth. Lots of shins. A little high for Tarantino to like it, but still. Lottie with a triple and 3 RKIs in the seventh. And on the other side for the Rockets, Mitch with a triple, over the fence, ground rule triple in the bottom of the seventh. So good showing for both of those guys.
Also, if you're writing notes on the Ball Beavers game and they make a good play on defense, it's not nice catch, it's clean snatch.
Really, Sean? I know, really, Ben, really?
YSC 6 at 5 p.m. I believe the only run it back from marquee matchup week, I believe. Number 20 Midnight Tokers 9 at the number 13 Harpies 11. Ooh, 9-11.
I wanted to know how they did without Jackson.
Much closer than last week.
Yes,
Much closer than I would have expected, especially I heard they're out Jackson, right?
No Jackson.
No Jackson.
No Jackson.
Did he hurt himself?
He pulled his hamstring
Going
about 2
too
weeks
hard.
ago. It wasn't even kickball related. He just pulled his hamstring.
No, he's in like 12 different sports. It probably
At
was
least 12.
related.
It's
At least 12.
It's about as many number of teams I've been on as well in time.
I will say that this game was a tale of two things. I think quite possibly, having not seen it and just kind of glancing over the scorecard, quite possibly number one would be that the Harpies also were overlooking the Tokers after their thrashing in marquee matchup week, which provided, and much to everyone's benefit, a great game. And number two, the Midnight Tokers said that Rick can eat their butts and kicked 5 men and 5 females in their own spots with no splits. So big shout out to the Tokers as well, kicking those 5 ladies who looks like all of them did exceptionally well as usual, with Tank just destroying the field again. So,
Tank is good. I repped her game against Scoonies. Like Tank and Lucy, and like I said, I told you the best burn job of a lady kicker I've ever seen in Cave and Kill history against the Scoonies. They're good. Yeah, the ladies are really good.
indeed.
So they basically looked at what happened in the last game against the Harpies, and they were like, you know what we need is more ladies.
Indeed.
So I think some teams in the league could take a lesson from that. Cough, Rick Rollers.
Jeff sucks. Notes on this game. Max, great running catch in foul territory. And Glenn, great catch in the 5th. Great double for Ellen. So a big win there for the Harpies to continue on in that regular playoff bracket. We'll see 5 at 6:30 p.m. Number 28 Empire 1. Number 5 Shirt Factory 29.
Well, Aaron, want to talk about the game? Aaron, Mr. Chumhall. Right, Aaron, you want to talk about this game as Empire? Fine.
Brett doesn't want to talk about the Empire game. That's pretty rude. We're going to talk about it anyways.
Can we call Aaron Chenhall AC Slater just for fun?
Yes. AC Slater says no. So I'm going to read the notes on this game, and the only note is Austin scratched.
What did Austin scratch?
Aaron says one day you should get a buy in the future. And take that up on the Pirate Podcast next week.
I'm not even going to jump into this. Looking at this, there is a split male-female spot for Empire. They also somehow moved Nick from the 10 up in the lineup to the 8 with a scratch to unpair him with Tanya. I don't know what's going on here, and I'm not going to decipher it because it's too late in the year. 29 runs for Shirt Factory. I think kind of an expected turnout for them. The leadoff run, not to short sell Empire. They led this game 1-0. before acquiescing the 29 straight to Shirt Factory. So props to Keyshawn for getting on and scoring for Empire in that game.
Go
I
Empire.
think after that first inning, Shirt Factory might have locked it down. I think I see 4 base runners over the next 5 innings, roughly.
And that's all the innings there were. So a good learning experience for Empire, perhaps getting that out of the way and heading on to the next round. We shall see. YSC 6 at 6:30 p.m. Number 21 Corksuckers 5. The number 12 Sacred Bunt 20. I'm just going to call him that. I mean it lovingly because I want to see him bunt the rest of the year.
Oh, Jesus.
They're fast, man. Use it.
Well, they're fast, that's true.
This is the playoffs. This is the time to bunt relentlessly and unrelentingly.
Here's the thing about this game. I think there's a potential trip up for Sacred Sword against a veteran team like Corksuckers. But Sacred Sword, I don't have the score sheet in front of me, but they poured it on against Corksuckers to basically not put any doubt on the potential to be a banana peel of a slip-up game for Sacred Sword. What do you see on your score sheet?
Yeah. I was looking. Of course, the coward wouldn't sign my name. He's the scorekeeper of this game. This score sheet's a nightmare. Oh, Jackson. No, Bailey. I think. Good job, good effort. Signed Miami Heat kid. No, kind of an expected output here in this first round matchup. I think numbers-wise, a little bit closer, but on paper into the eye test, more of this lopsided win. Not really unexpected. Notes on this game on Sword side. Hank got hurt. So this must be for opposite teams, so okay. I'm just going to read the notes. Hank got hurt. Franny sub for Hank. Not sweet. That was the correct call. Is scratched out. Sword made the simple plays that they executed, that they're FEA. And then on the other side, made easy plays. That's a disaster. So yeah, Sword over Cork in that first game. YSC 3 at 6:30 p.m. in the play-in game. Number 44 Ringers 8, number 31 Jazz House 18.
Rick said that Jazz House was going to be a problem in the tournament.
Here. There he is. He was over knocking up some kids on NBA Jam.
You know it was. Yeah, Jazz House played a great fucking game. They put some runs down early that we were just not able to answer. After that third inning, we tightened up, and it was a much closer game from there. But yeah, we just had innings this season where the lid has come off, and playoff time, we have to know not to do that. So moving forward, we're looking forward to competing for the boot. We're going to put everything we got out there. So rejects better be freaking ready, man. We're going to give it a freaking best shot. So look out, there's a fireball coming your way.
Indeed. One of my favorites for the boot. I know, may not be where you want to be, but man, let me tell you, you guys are awesome. I love watching you guys play. The enthusiasm you bring to your team, to every field you're on, whether it's reffing, coaching, or just watching.
I appreciate that, man. And hey, I came up here after our first win this season and said, hey, we're freaking excited to compete for the boot this year. My expectations have wavered above and below that mark at times throughout the season, but hey, we're right where we thought we were going to be at the start of the season, competing for the boot. So let's kick some ass out there. So
Yeah. Can we get a prediction for the next weekend?
Rejects versus. Oh man, you can't make me pick on my own team, man. You can't make me do that.
I think that means the prediction's pain.
Oh yeah, baby. I'll say 14-10 Ringers.
All right.
You love to hear it. So had some notes on this game. RKI in the 8th as well. Good pace by both pitchers. Cat nice kick in the 3rd for 2 RKI. Marshall nice left foot taps followed by strong right foot kick. Great no quit in the Ringers. And on the other side, went up first all game hard to defend both teams. Ringer shaky on D in the second base. Dog. Jazz ladies, great kicking and aggressive base running. Which, I mean, Rick told us that that's what they were going to do. They're going to go kick the fuck out of the ball, and they're going to run until they score. And they came out, did that game one. I thought this would be a much closer game than it was. Jazz was out there trying to make some believers out of some folks in this first game, so that props to them too.
This is kind of where I come in on so I like the idea that the top 4 teams get a bye, and that the quote-unquote play-in teams don't have to play 3 games in a day. But it also feels kind of like a short shrift when one of those bottom 8 teams wins their first game, wind up in the plate, lose the second, and then they're out after that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I kind of would have liked to see what Jazzcast could have done in a tertiary bracket, but them's the breaks, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, too, with the way that the bracket's set up, I think it makes for better pairings, at least in the boot. But yeah, that's rough. I've been on that receiving end of getting that big win that you're looking for all year in the first round of the playoffs, and then just mollywalked in the second round. So
I guess
it can be rough.
The lesson is the average age of your team shouldn't be 10 years lower than your seed number.
YSC 4 at 6:30 p.m.
God damn.
Number 18, the Ghost 7. Number 15, Southport CBK 31.
So basically just saying the tournament seating was correct.
I am shook. I am shook.
I think, and I went out of my way to bring my other phone purely so I could play a soundbite. I don't want to rub it in too much. And I asked privately, has there ever been a time where a team has said, or a person or a captain said, you know what, fuck it, win it by 20, and then won by 24? I don't think so, but let me tell you, blowing that yodeler sure was fucking fun, because in my hand, it wasn't a pickaxe. It was a fucking sledgehammer driving the nails in the coffin. And now all that's left is the spirit of the ghosts. Right back defending, rightfully, the plate where I think they should be. Any surprises for anybody on this game?
I am surprised.
I mean, it's all in the name. The ghost disappeared. What do you want? Yeah.
Joss. Here's Joss.
Whoever took the notes in this game, I literally laughed out loud because the center fielder was wearing a Travis Kelce jersey for Sean's team, and he totally ate shit, and the notes say that Travis Kelce slipped in the outfield, and I just was like, very funny on Kelsey's double. And like, honestly, Ghost started out hot in the first inning, and someone next to me was like, oh, Ghost are winning this game because they kicked first and scored like 5 runs, and I go, you gotta wait till the other side has some offense, and it obviously went downhill from there. But
yeah, I mean, the Ghosts did. They came out swinging. They came out hot, putting up, I think it was 5 in the first. Then we did, I mean, we had a chance to go out, put up 6, and never, ever look back. We had a lot of motivation. We love playing the Ghosts, talk a lot of shit, but there's a lot of mutual respect between those franchises.
Really? Was this not the hate fuck of the week?
I think it might have been. The loving,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it wasn't though.
Loving anger ban.
Yeah, but a lot to build off for the Ghosts. I don't like tooting our own horn, carrying on about our team. It's fun, all fun and games, but man, these guys and gals have really put together some fucking legs. We played 4 innings, reached the hour time limit, we kicked through our lineup 3 times in 3 separate innings. I can't credit them enough. I'm really looking forward next Sunday.
You're confusing the word credit with thank.
I mean, yeah, I can't thank them enough. I can't credit them enough. I got to kick 3 times and 4 times and was on every time, but so was everyone else. So, and also, mad props to the Ghost, especially Corbin. Big assist to him for, I think, recording 1 out at first. So, an interesting lineup they went with. Colton did not play catcher until late, if at all. So, bunt hard, bunt often, don't stop. Story of the game. C3 at 5 p.m. Number 26, Roast. 3 at number 7, Redlegs. 17.
Redlegs needed this. After the past 2 weeks, they're getting their butts whooped by Global Cafe and Lawrence Shore Factory. So getting a 14-point win over Roost. No offense, I know it's Roost, but the Redlegs needed it. So.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, another expected first-round outcome, I think. Credit to Woost for showing up and giving it their all as well. And I'm sure, looking at the score sheet here, as always, they had some magnificent tunes. So, best music in the league to Woost. C4 at 5 p.m.
This was the anchor band.
Number 23, Yingling 7 at number 10, Young Spine 34.
Good God.
I think the correct term is great googly moogly. It was juicy. And Young Spine just couldn't stop squeezing it.
34 runs is insane.
Oh, my
God. So, this is I don't want to, spoiler alert, but Young Spine, it was the classic young person mistake. They just blew their wad in this early game, didn't save enough for the nooner.
They ran the 100-yard dash, but signed up for the marathon. Rough game. I mean, I say rough game. Only went 5 innings, but
I hate to see Yingling get their butts kicked because I like them as a team.
the ladies for Yingling holding the team down. So shout out and mad props to the ladies. Let's see if I can transcribe these notes. Kevin scratched out in the bottom of the first. Great catch by left in the bottom of the second. Great catch by left in the bottom of the third. Sam. Stand-up triple for Sam, top of the fourth. Heads-up play by third and catcher to get out of the third in the bottom of the fourth. Caught Aaron at the third to end the fourth. Heads-up base running by Hayden in the fifth. Notes continued on back. Hey, thank you. Great bunt by Aiden in the first. Great bunt down first in the first by Kylie. Home run in the park, dead center by Tyler in the bottom of the second. Bounced over the fence. Given third because at first, before Hawk, Relio home run on error. None of that made sense. In the park, home run for Anthony. Home run by Jack in the bottom of the fifth. Yeah, I looked over there during this game. Young Spine was just fucking booting, kicking away, just kicking. And that win did absolutely nobody in the outfield any favors.
I mean, they kind of had to. They were up by 10 so early. It was like, gotta stop bunting now.
Oh, is that a thing? I didn't get that memo.
Did you guys not stop bunting against the Ghosts? Dude,
Oh my gosh.
That's savage. No. I wouldn't either, though.
So, Sean, you don't believe in the unwritten rule, up by 10 or 15, you stop bunting?
We didn't have anyone but other than our ladies.
Okay.
And the way, I mean, right, wrong, or different, when you're up 20, at that point, isn't it kind of practice? Anyways, moving on. C7 at 6:30 p.m. Number 35, Scoonies 13, Number 30, Recess Rejects 11.
By the way, this is only the second upset in the first two rounds. We're talking about number 33 Lake Fees over number 32 Astrohead, and the only one's like number 35 Scoonies over Recess Rejects number 30.
Free State over Soda Jerks is technically an upset too.
Oh, thank you. Free State was Soda Jerks. Thank you, Benjamin.
They're usually only like
That's upset. You're right. My mistake. Still, only 3. Jesus.
I'm not surprised at the score, honestly. I've seen Scoonies play, and honestly, I think they can beat Recess Rejects any day of the week. Sorry, Recess Rejects. Nothing against you.
What do you think? Scoonies, they're only win of the season, Kelly. Guess who it's against? Take a wild guess.
Yeah, Seth was making fun of me for picking them, and I was like, they've been coming on lately.
They only win the season by Scoonies.
They were missing John for a game or two. I thought it was.
Yeah, the only win by Scoonies was Recess Rejects. Week 9. They won as well.
Yeah, and I think that was Seth's line of thinking is it's really hard to beat a team twice. But man, Scoonies came out and just put them in a fucking chokehold, dropping 10 in the first 2 innings, kicking through their lineup. In the first,
You can move here.
halfway through it,
And they only won by 2?
I'm sorry, they put up 10 runs in the first inning.
And they only won by 2?
And yeah, I mean, that's, at this point, you get up that, you win and don't get injured, right? And that's saying a lot for the Scoonies, who are coming in extremely injured. And not only that, both teams only kicking 9 players. What? That's
That's got to be a first in KBK history where both teams play with less than 10 players kicking and fielding. This has got to be a first.
Both teams, 9? Both teams kicking only 9, and
yet somehow both of them managed to provide refs for the games following.
all of the refs. Wow.
Just a note, late fees.
So not shame because Jade does have really nice handwriting, but not shame because there are absolutely no notes on this game. I think that's the only time I've ever done Jade. I kind of feel bad.
They can't
Feel
do
dirty.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
I have no idea.
YSC 8 at 6:30 p.m. Number 19, Red Lion 10. Number 14, D-Holes 11. I heard that this game was hot.
I was not nervous for Red Lion at all, and I'm still not. But looking at the score, I had to take a deep breath. But I'm still not worried at all.
A little. I think I picked the opposite way. I think I picked Lion to win on this one. So a little bit surprising. Jess, take it away.
I'm not going to beat a dead horse because I'm sure some of you guys listened to Bryson's podcast and he said a lot about it. But I do just want to give a general consensus from me for this league this year. And I know obviously a lot of people feel a type of way about me, and I'm going to get a lot said about me for even speaking up publicly, but I don't care. The thing about me is, when I have something to say to someone, I stand on my own 2 feet, and I don't need a group to come at people, and I felt like it was very groupish, the way people came at Cougar that game, and it was just kind of gross. And obviously, I really like Ben. I've told him a bunch of times I really like Ben. Chris Noverby's on that team. I got a lot of respect for Chris Noverby. He's my boss. He's a great boss. But that group together just kind of fueled each other, and I think that they need to learn that one person can speak for them. They don't need to group up on people and gang up on people. It's not cool. It does not make people feel okay. And I was losing my mind on the sidelines when Ryan came up. I was literally yelling and ready. I'm Cougar, defend yourself. Don't let them talk to you that way. It wasn't okay, and I wouldn't let anybody get talked to that way. It doesn't matter that Cougar's a good person and everything like that. Nobody should be talked to that way by a group of people. Yeah, I just don't think that's cool. And also I think this year that people have a lot to say behind their phones and the internet that they wouldn't say in person. And I'm one of those people, if you would say it in person to that person, then by all means. But if you're acting a completely different way behind a phone, to me, you're a coward. Like, you're fake tough, so it doesn't hit the same. Like, I don't know. So just like, if you wouldn't say it in person, if you wouldn't say it without a group of people also saying it, like, just like refrain. But Cougar also, both those calls are right. So good job for standing your ground. And you also weren't the only one that made those calls. You grouped together and talked about it, which is what we've talked about is the only thing you can do in these roughing situations. And even if you got them wrong, you wouldn't have deserved that. But they were right. And other than that, like, I thought it was a really good game, and it kind of took away from the fact that it was a really good game on both sides. And I was like honestly enjoying the game as it was. Good plays being made and good kicks, and it was fun until that happened. So that was really unfortunate. But yeah.
And you know, it's okay, and it's fun, and it's all right for me to joke with Cougar. That's our shtick. That's our rapport. I think the greatest thing I've heard in a long time is that a lot of people wouldn't say, and you know what? Maybe they would, and that's a completely different factor that can be both rewarding and redeeming, but ultimately is disgusting as well. To really dig your feet down in the sand on any stance. I've been a person who, looking back and wholeheartedly can admit that I have argued things that shouldn't have been. I have gone over the top.
Not you.
In efforts to make a point. What I could not fathom and what I implore no one to ever do is to make anything personal for any reason, especially over a kid's game. Right, wrong, or indifferent, Cougar, I think watching back the game, getting the general gist of it, right, wrong, or indifferent, as in any game that Cougar refs, he either gets right or blows enough calls that none of them matter in the long run, but the game plays itself out. The only thing that I didn't like personally is the tribalism that I heard as my cohort, who I love so much, was clapped off the field in what I would say is an embarrassing fashion that absolutely nobody should ever have to endure. Other than that, yeah, people got mad at Cougar, so it sounds like it's another day that ends in Y. I'm going to turn that on its ear. 11-10, great game, a walk-off by the D-holes in the bottom of the ninth. Only had to bring up 4 kickers to do it, and Bickle sending that 2-run single to put Red Lion out in the first round.
Bickle was the man.
Bickle was the man.
I will say I think Jess makes a lot of good points, but I'm a sadist, so I love it when Chris and Cougar go at each other. That's probably mean, but I think maybe the lesson is teamwork is good, but not if you're heckling.
Yeah.
Also, since Alex was unable to play,
Jeff, because he sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Since Alex wasn't able to play and he couldn't be here today, but he did an amazing job captaining. Because I was coaching first base and he was just all over the place calling everything out. We're gonna give Alex his due and just read what he wrote. Bickle was 5 for 5 against Red Lion and kicked the walk-off what would have been a homer. This thing was a deep fly to almost to the line right field over my head. One hopped and hit the top of the fence. So it would have been a home run, but he got held up because the winning run scored. AJ would have had 2 home runs in this game, but was told to run home by Red Lion dugout. I didn't hear that, but that's why I play right field, so I don't have to listen to everybody else yelling at each other. Official home run was tying run in the 9th. He was locked in this week on kicking. Kelsey 2 for 2 and 2 runs in the wrap spot against Red Lion, including the official winning run. She was great. Cedric 3 for 4 with a run, scored, and a whole lot of great infield defense. Ari continues to be a force defensively. Love having her at first. Sorry, Ari. Ari was amazing at first. Not a single missed ball. Lastly, an inning-ending fingertip snap by Haley. One of her only actual catch opportunities all season. Long, and it was on the run. Looked like a wide receiver bringing that in. I just wanted to give props to D-Holes. It was a great game. It was a tough game. They were down by 1 heading into the bottom of the 9th, and they really dug in and did what they needed to do. I asked Ari in the top of the 9th after we took the lead. I asked her and Haman if their butts were puckered, and both of them said, nah. I think they knew they had it. So a lot of respect to those kids. It was a great game. Despite the arguments, I don't think any of the ref calls made a difference, because I disagreed with the interference call at second, but I also thought we got a couple that I'm sure D-Holes probably disagreed with. So all in all, great game. The right team won.
YSC 7 at 5 p.m. Number 27 LFK Rays 3, number 6 Love Garden 19. They're peaking, baby. They're peaking.
He said no, I got hurt.
There are, confirming that. So just continuing the shaming. Recess Rejects. Ashley, you have really nice handwriting, but awful note-taking.
Is that what the notes say?
No, there are no notes. There are no notes. No notes whatsoever. The Rays plating their 3 runs within the first 3 innings. By that point, we're already down 10-3. No looking back for Love Garden. It was just kind of a race against time at that point. Looks like they got through 5 innings.
I mean, hey. So Love Garden beat them 19-3, and KBC, I'm jumping the gun again, beat them 17-2. So in my eyes, that basically means that Love Garden and us are the same.
Oh, stop it.
That is the law of equivalency.
Once again, transitive property does not exist. A to
That's
B,
100%
B to C.
accurate.
Means A to C does not work. No.
Rematch. I'm just kidding.
YSC 8 at 5 p.m. Number 22, KBC Tropics 3. Number 11, Rick Rollers 17.
Malloy, Jeffrey, down in front.
So, credit to the KBC Tropics for continuing the trend of being the exact opposite of Cyport CBK. Here's Malloy.
Yeah, so I really like this game. I respected the preparation that the Tropics put into this game. If you looked at film, the defense that was on film wasn't what they put out Sunday. So obviously they made some things, they changed some things around. Usually Kelly's at pitcher, Reese is catching, but they kind of flipped it around. But it was a good game. I feel like we could have cleaned up some things. I could have cleaned up some throws. I think they played great. You can tell that they're not letting the season get to their head and they're still fighting. So I respect that.
Let me chase this to Malloy real quick, because you were on Patrick Mahomes the very last season, halfway of the season. I gotta give you credit. Middle of the game when you got a strikeout by Reese over there. By the way, I owe Reese more beer. Yeah. But no. So hold the strikeout. No. Stop. The reason why I brought up the strikeout to you, Malloy, is this: if it was the early Malloy, you could have basically gone downhill. But to your credit, these past 2+ seasons you've been on the league, you matured and really bounced back and not let that get to you. Yeah, it did suck striking out in the playoff game. To give credit to you, and then you matured as a player and a leader to really just brush that off. So,
but Cougar,
Matt,
the team's ecstatic that they get a case of beer next week.
What's that?
That's a case of beer.
No, I will Reese another case of beer. Here he got one the week before for the home run against Ghosts.
I will reiterate, though, Malloy is out at practice every single Wednesday putting in the work, and he's a baller, and he's not listening to me even though I'm complimenting him, but I said you're out every Wednesday putting in that work, and it shows, and you're a good player. So good job, Rollers.
Shout out to Ryan's team. Yeah, Alex had a phenomenal play at shortstop too, or not shortstop, but second base. Shortstop. Yeah, she had a phenomenal job at shortstop. So good job. Kudos to you, Ryan. Sorry I had to do it to you though. I got on 6 times in a row, baby. So good job, Jeff, as well.
No, Jeff, you did good.
Ryan was going to talk. Here he comes. Here comes our captain, Ryan Pendry. Here he comes.
Pendry. I've been waiting for this. Thank God.
Injured first baseman, injured third baseman.
Oh, Jesus.
Injured outfielder in center field, but only when he misses a catch.
Oh, my gosh.
Also,
leave Ryan alone. Leave him alone.
Look, Ryan, you played good. Cougar, you did a good job. I put this loss squarely on Bryson's coaching.
Jesus.
God damn.
I mean,
shots fired everywhere.
Well,
right now.
I can't say that it'd be on Bryson's coaching. 3-run game through the 6th.
It's definitely
And
not
then
my temper
just
tantrum
really
I threw
kind
in,
of
like,
fell
the third
apart at the
inning.
end there in the 6th, 7th, or 7th, 8th, 9th. So I think kind of an expected, an expected outcome.
I did not expect that, Cougar. I did not expect to get ripped
And
like
shout
that.
out to Dover for his only note is wind was rough.
He said he expected the 17th.
Eventually, they would pour it on because they're really, really fast. They're better than us. I want to say it, but go on, Marisa.
So I got the privilege of being able to watch 90% of this game, but I will say that KBC, the one thing that I did miss was watching this beautiful Kelly pitch a fucking ball. Man, that's all I missed. Other than that, though, you guys did a pretty good job. But sorry, man, if you don't know how to pitch, don't do it. Just kidding.
How about Reese? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you should have seen Reese in the hula skirt in our last game, though, man.
Yeah. But real quick, the reason why they switched to the defense there, because what sucks is that we put Kelly and Dre and precarious and Reese precarious position, putting Kelly over at second base, putting Drennan over at catcher, and Reese at pitcher. Reason being because Rick Rose are so fast. We had to change our defense completely, even though those three have never played those positions this season. Talk about Kelly at second base.
I was
Drennan
literally
as catcher.
shaking in my soccer cleats.
Because of matchups. That's what it is, Kelly. Nothing against you or Reese at catcher or Drennan at first. We had to switch it up because we had to do something basically to throw some sort of monkey wrench into the plans for Rick Rollers. And halfway, it kind of worked. But then Rick Rollers basically woke up and say, okay, enough is enough. And they really poured it on. Yeah. So that was always I expected to win 17-3. Look, Rick Rollers are really good. They're 9-1 for a reason. They're no damn slouch. They earned it. 8-2. Excuse me. They earned it 8-2. There's a damn reason why they're 8-2. They earned it. That's why they win by 14. I'm not surprised because they're that damn good. They are.
And rounding out the first round of the playoffs, what better of a time for Jeff to cash in his charity winning from last year to be able to go 5 for 5 in a game? So
he did go 5 for 5. That's true. So
it's nice of the Tropics to let him get some gimmies. That's a real confidence booster for him. He needed that.
We did it on purpose.
Yeah. Real quickly.
I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding.
If you remember the game, it was the first ever sibling versus sibling in the playoffs. That's never happened in KVK playoff history. Alex for the Tropics, Michaela for the Rick Rollers, and Michaela, she got Alex out twice, the pitcher.
And not only that, Michaela owes her sister 2 meals. I didn't forget. We discussed it. It's in the books.
2 what?
2 full meals.
2 full meals.
Yeah, that's the sorry I whooped your ass payback.
Wow.
So now that we're through the first round, we're going to be heading off into the second round of the playoffs. On to the night slate. YSC 1 at 8 p.m. Number 17, Free State 0. Number 1, Global Cafe 19. Ouch.
I didn't call a shutout all season long here, regular or playoffs.
No.
Not a single one. And this one, I didn't think it was just a shutout. I was like,
The notes on here, great catch in the bottom of the third by center field to end the inning. Run rule in the 7th. Global win it 19-0. And on the other side, Kayla is a beast.
She is. She's a great addition to Global Cafe. She's been fantastic for the Chili Peppers.
3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and 2 RKIs for Kayla. So, indeed. And that was coming out of the 9 spot for Global.
That's pretty good. That's really good. Yeah.
I don't need the shot.
YSC 2 at 9:30 p.m. Number 9, John Denver Experience Shift. #drink shift 6. Number 8, Honey Badgers 14.
How was the reffing in this game?
I was watching this game on film.
Let's see here. Looks like Davis, McCarthy, Jess, and Sarah ref this game. How was the reffing in it?
How did the late fees representatives, how they do reffing this game?
Oh, I forgot. They weren't there.
I didn't.
Most fun forgets to show up? Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Kick them out.
Kick them out. Kick them out. Kick out the late fees. Fuck
Also, hot take, Honey Badgers has figured out JDE.
Yes.
Yeah, we should give Jess her flowers here for repping.
This is where it comes
Thank you,
in
Jess.
that
Thank you, Jess.
not enough thanks can be given for the volunteerism and the selflessness that was displayed by Jess and many others, stepping up and reffing this game when the appropriate team decided to hang out, drink, and not ref, and then when asked to resume their duties, bounced. I think like I said, I told someone I've reffed like 4 of their games this year. Don't get me wrong, love the late fees, love their energy, most fun wins. But if I have heard anywhere else other than on a late fees field, I know the rules. I've been in the league for 20 years, came into effect. This would be the time that those should have come into effect and didn't. I won't comment as a board member because that is a matter that I think should and I'll comment as a captain.
I'll comment
should
as
be fucking dealt with accordingly because people can chant, kick them out. I think the return status should be in question. I don't think they should be denied outright, but I think it should be non-automatic. And if there are any other applicants to the league, I would strongly suggest the board weigh the options of them joining just as well as they should late fees having the option to rejoin.
I really think there's a nice equilibrium to be struck here. So it's like, if the Tokers didn't provide refs and it's just because they're young and just didn't know any better, I think we'd probably let it slide. But if you take the moral high ground on the Facebook thread at some point and then you fail the league miserably, I think you have to own it. Let's just be careful when you take that moral high ground.
It was very Anakin Skywalker-ish, taking that high ground and then getting their legs absolutely fucking sliced off in the moral public.
The board needs to Obi-Wan this bitch.
As a captain, I agree. Jess, you got to see this game. Do you have any comments on it?
Did you have fun reffing it, Jess?
I wouldn't say fun. It was fine. It's a fun game to ref. I just wasn't wanting to ref. I wasn't in the best mood, and then going to have to ref, and I think everybody knows I have god-awful knees, so it was like not what I wanted to do, but I also knew that JD and Honey Badgers would want a ref that was paying attention and everything like that, and so I was like, all right, Derek. Like, Derek went to ask, and I was like, I'll do it. There wasn't a ton of people watching at that point anyways, so I was like, and I'm going to be here, so I'll just do it. But the game started off pretty good, pretty even on both sides, I felt like. But then Honey Badgers just kind of ran away with it on errors. Like, it was just errors over errors. And it wasn't just like one person. Nick had a couple like drops, and that's his old team. So I don't know if that like played a part where he really wanted to win that game. Avery had some like pretty big errors, and he was pretty down on himself. So it just kind of like tumbled, like where they just kept like building on those errors and just creating more. And it got to the point where they couldn't really battle back. And they were kind of rushing because we were going to be running out of lights too. So it was like that played a part too. And like Honey Badgers, I think there was a couple calls that didn't go their way where I disagreed with the other 3 refs. And it honestly kind of fueled them where they're like, cool, we're not going to let the refs keep us from winning this game. And it kind of like, I don't know, like I said, fueled them to perform better. And they kind of took off after that.
You know, it's funny that the old Honey Badgers from the seasons ago, they would have imploded after something like that would happen because
I can't say a season ago. They're the back-to-back defending Twain champions. You can't say that they'd let that blow up their season because it clearly has not. Now, the maturity from seasons past, perhaps yes.
Yes,
but
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
But I have also seen games ref games of theirs this season where it's a completely different, I would say, leveled. Kenny has really got him and
I think Brooksy's a lot more relaxed, and I think it's because he's not on the pitcher's mound. I think it's because Elia's there, and he can
on that same even keel.
Yeah, and Elia crushed, like absolutely crushed. The girl has a cannon. She's super fast. Like she is hard to butt on. Like she's so good. So yeah, I think that's helped a lot. Like honestly, just because like it's like they're not right next to each other, like feeding off each other's energy. But it is a lot more love and positive vibes. I feel like from their dugout throughout the game.
I'll tell you this, it's definitely a far cry. I think, Sean, you were revving this game at the YC4 with a 3 years ago second round between Red Legs and Honey Badgers. Yeah. If you want to talk about the most contentious game between D-Holes and Red Lion, no, this was much worse. If you ref that game, right?
Oh yeah,
that was much worse. I thought those two were going to kill each other. Literally kill each other.
That game was so bad that we had to have no fans at the game the following week for both teams.
Yeah,
that was a board edict.
Shout out
to ban the fans from the following week.
Yeah, it was the equivalent of a UEFA closed doors game. Shout out to Kevin. He was reffing that game as well, and. Like, I'll preach about how if anybody's ever going to stand on business, like, that's one thing, and it doesn't really have a spot in the league. But this is the only time I have ever felt like I was ready to drag someone to the parking lot and absolutely fucking make them bite a curb.
Curb stop.
I have never heard anyone even surmise the thoughts of the words that came out of this gentleman's mouth directed at Kevin Frost. And as we all know, that Kevin Frost is like the fucking gem of the league, most quietest, kindest, best baked goods in the league. Because Mookie's not retired. Hashtag Mookie's Cookies.
But look at Honey Badgers 3 years later. They're the complete opposite.
You would never know that the type of leadership they have is the reason that they could be one of the first teams to ever go back to back to back. Until now, yeah. To defend that second tier title.
Yeah.
And that's the type of leadership that's going to keep it moving forward in the tournament next week.
If I had a one-word adjective to call the Honey Badgers, it'd be fast. Aaliyah, if you're listening to this, you're fast as fuck, and your kicks were great. So,
Aaliyah.
Let that be known. Good, fast team.
YSC 5 at 8 p.m. Number 13 Harpies 2. Number 4 Kansas Taco Zone 20.
Another run rule by Taco Zone over Harpies. They did that earlier in the season.
I didn't realize Taco Zone was capable of scoring 20 runs.
Well, they did against Harpies. Well, it makes a run rule. Was it 3 weeks ago? Yeah.
We have the notes on this. First, great catch at second by Angela. Second, Ellen and Thomas. Awesome combo catch. Third, nice catch by Lou. Kenny, bases loaded bunt. Exclamation point. That doesn't surprise me for Taco Zone. Like, they're one of the 3, maybe 4 teams in the league that can pull that off successfully 90% of the time that they do it with 0 through 2 outs. Kansas Taco Zone, they put KTC. Ooh! Ben Corksuckers, shame. Oh, buddy, Kansas Taco.
He put KTC?
He put KTC.
Shame!
That's as accurate as Taco Zone's posted hours online.
Shay! Corksucker, shame on you.
Kansas Taco Zone, good placement kicks. And on the other side, Stacy, great kick. Lou stopping bunts. Oh, man, like, what's the point of bunting if you're not going to do it up the first baseline against Taco Zone? You can't do that anyways, so you might as well go out and kick away. I think my captaincy, looking at this was a learning experience for the Harpies, and I'm looking at the score sheet. I'm glad they went out and kicked away and got their kicks in, because I think that's in this type of matchup about the best you could expect at this point in the tournament. It's 20-2. YSC 6 at 9:30 p.m. Number 12, Sacred Bunt 5. Number 5, Lawrence Shirt Factory 13. Wet your lips, Cougar.
Brett, Aaron, if you're still here, you want to talk about this game? Aaron, Brett, want to talk about this?
I will cede the mic.
You guys and the kids.
It was a pretty good game. I mean, it was close early, probably about 2-2 through 2. Then we kind of broke it open in the third or fourth, I think. Got like maybe 5 or 6 runs. And after that, we kind of took our foot off the gas. Never got a lot of runs after that, maybe 1 or 2. But, I mean, it's close.
Close enough.
Yeah, just kind of hung on. But notable plays, their right fielder had a couple nasty catches on us that probably prevented another 4 or 5 runs.
You mentioned it on
of
Facebook,
scoring.
I remember.
Yeah, and other than that, they played pretty good, but we played better, I think. We did our job. We played defense. We kicked. That's about it.
Is Calvin back?
Next week?
He's back. Calvin, is he back?
Got to find out.
Brett just shows up. Brett just shows up and kicks ass. He doesn't check the lineup.
The notes on this game for Sacred Bunt: call at first overturned in the 5th inning, voided a run on the score sheet. So that took what would have been their, at the time, 3rd run off the scoreboard. Not really factoring into the game at all. And the notes for Shirt Factory we just got because Sean... Oh, spelled wrong. Yeah, that's why.
What, did another Sean?
Rocket Sean.
Oh, Wilson.
I didn't make a bracket, but if I was, I honestly think I'd put Shirt Factory winning it all. I think you guys have it in the bag if you play to the best of your ability. I think y'all can win. That's all.
YSC 3 at 9:30 p.m. Number 15, Cyport CBK 0. Number 2, Johnny's 20.
Another shutout?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, we all knew and we all blame Bryson. He said he was going to score in the top of the 1st, and he flew out and he let us all down, but he's still number 1 in our hearts. The only takeaway that I had from this game was I said it would last 9. It lasted 6, and let me tell you something. I've never been happier going 500 on the day. Because if there is anything that you don't want to do, it's 1, go home to an angry significant other, and if it's number 2, it's stare out with Carrie staring at you going, where do you want the ball? Knowing goddamn well it doesn't fucking matter where she puts it or what you think you're going to do. Most likely, you're just going to get out.
Yep. Dr. McCullough, she's great.
So, as expected, survive and move on, and we came out of the game healthy. I think healthier than we went in. So, that's good.
I have 2 takeaways from this. 1, there was no way you could have won this game because KPC Tropics went 1-1 on the day, so you had to mirror them.
Exactly.
2, you lost 20-0 and finished the day with a +4 run differential. Thank you, Ghosts.
Thanks. Moving on to YSC 4 at 8 p.m. Number 10, Young Spine 5. Number 7, Red Legs 11. I think a lot closer than Nick would have said it should have been, right?
No, Nick didn't say anything, did he?
Well, no, he didn't say anything.
No, he didn't say anything. He didn't go stupid when said, Red Legs by 8 over Shirt Factory. No, he didn't say anything like that. No, he didn't say that.
Someone told me
Woken
on
the sleeping giant there.
Young Spine that they made a lot of errors, and that was what lost them the game.
Yeah.
That Young Spine made a lot of errors.
I'm pretty sure I picked Young Spine here in the playoff pick'em.
Yeah.
But they clearly just blew their wad on the first game. They scored too much. This was a karmic retribution, is what it was. You can't hate fuck and then expect to win a game against a better team.
This was the equivalent of that the lady in the speed walking medal event who grabbed her flag and started celebrating getting bronze, and then got passed and got nothing, absolutely nothing.
Really?
No, I mean, a good showing from Spine, though, but just too little, too late. Red Legs came out in the fourth inning and decided that they wanted to end it and never really looked back after that. Only allowing 2 more runs and never really putting the game in question. Also, shout out to all 4 of the ghosts. I know Cosgrove and Charlie were 2 of them, Junior as well, but they went over and they did not use a fart machine, but decided to get this game moving because Jazz House was not yet done with that first round game. And let me tell you, that game they played against the Ringers went fucking forever. So props to the Ghosts for dropping out 4 referees and getting this game going so that
nice of them.
field did
Thank
not
you.
get behind.
Yeah.
Because they would have been a solid hour behind by the end of the night. We're just going to move on from that one. YSC 7, at 9:30 p.m. Number 14, D-Holes 3. Number 3, Post House 24.
Oh, God, you want me to read it?
I know Alex Salmon sent some notes. We're going to move on. there's the heart attack of this week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I have any people who care about me on Post House, but I'm not going to lie. I was rooting against you guys harder than anything I've ever rooted against for before. But Alex, is this Alex? Alex says we played 2 really solid innings on defense against Post House and had a lot of energy. The third inning happened and the air was taken out of the team. We held the ball too long, made error throws all over the field, didn't get the ball to the pitcher, literally did everything we could do wrong. And that explanation is to take away nothing from Post House, kicking the ever-living shit out of us. Several times they gapped Sam and Bickle or put the ball in deep left corner where no one was catching it. AJ did continue his tear offensively, but Bickle came back to the earth for this game. I was going to ask if he asked the fees for 9 times. I might have butchered that a little bit, but
so I repped this game, and here's the thing: you talk.
Hendry.
Ryan, get your. No, talk about the. No, it was Post House D-Holes, Ryan. No. Anyways, I repped this game. That I remember Alex said in the previous game that there wasn't a single throw that Airy missed against Red Lion. Post House. Do you know how many times that Post House got forced out at first base by D-Holes? 0. Not a single time was it out-recorded, put out to first base. Oof. Not a single one. Not a single one. It's like Aaron throws. Yeah, you're right. They were slow going the pitcher. Everyone had a tough game going around. Post House, they put on the D-Holes were up 3-0. They're up 3-0 at the top of the first. And then 3-3 in the first, and that was it. I think it was the 5th or 6th inning, Sean, you have in front of you. They scored 10 runs. They put 10 to the plate without recording a single out. I don't know if you have it in front of you. Sean.
Let's see here.
With the last kicking inning.
So, Post House put up 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 7 in the third, 11 in the fourth. And that's all.
And that's
all
literally
they needed.
It ended in 5th inning. A rumble in 5th inning. It was about an hour. After an hour and down 21, that was it. So they put 11. Like I said, they put 10 to the plate without a single out recorded by the D-Holes.
After putting up those 3 runs in the first, only 3 base runners in the remainder of the game.
It was like, oh my God,
Sorry, 4.
4, So, it was
rough game, but I think Post House came in here ready to just murder or bind, torture, and kill.
After those 3 runs they gave it the top of the
Scram
first.
BTK's biggest fan.
Jesus.
YSC
8 at 8 p.m., number 11, Rick Rollers 5, number 6, the Peking Love Garden Squids 19. Marisa, you were there. Can you tell me about the first 3 innings?
Well, so the first 3 innings, we kind of held them. It was pretty close, actually, but what I'm more concerned about is what was the score after the first 3 innings for Love Garden?
It was 4-3 after 3, and the final was 19-5. Okay. I don't have notes on this. Let's hit it to Malloy.
I was glad to play a good place kicking team because it kind of showed our fielders how we should be in position. They're kind of different from Johnny's. Johnny's just kicks the shit out of the ball and you just got to track. But to have a team that puts the ball exactly where it's supposed to be kind of shows us that sometimes we're out of position and sometimes they're just kicking gaps and nothing really we can do about it. I think we had momentum in the first 2 innings. I think we had the lead in the first inning, but after that it just kind of collapsed down. But we just needed that. I mean, it's a good team, so we just got to get better.
Yeah, 2-1 after 1, 2-1 through 2 actually, and then they put up 3 in the third and just never looked back. A lot of great kicking across the board for Love Garden as usual.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Honestly, it wasn't anything Rick Rollers could have done. Honestly,
they hit gaps.
I mean, our offense is pretty good and we're on. I will say, the reason the game was close to start is hugely on me because I was I got irritated before the game, and honestly, if I'm mad, it's not good. Yeah. So, and I was swinging for the fences, and it's not something I do ever, literally ever. And I'm in a crucial spot in the 5-hole, and so I can't do that. And I cost my team runs by doing that. And then, I stepped away, drank a beer, and the rest, we started just hitting those gaps. Seriously, I mean, we just gapped them over and over again. The top of our lineup bunted incredibly. There was no chance for them to get the top 3 out because all 3 of them were putting down perfect bunts. And then Skylar's gap kicking at 4. I'm gap kicking at 5. It is, it's hard to compete with that.
Yeah, and I'll also say, because I had the privilege, again, of watching 90% of this game from the outside perspective, and I will say that, not being able to get your guys' people out, there was a lot of movement on our defense as well. And what is that phrase when, guys jump up and catch the ball in front of a girl? They say, let the girls play. So what's it called when they go and take positions on the girls' side? We switched up our pitcher. We had another person playing over in Rover, and it's we have, someone throwing the ball to third, but they're not on base. So it's let these girls play. You have someone at pitcher who's never really pitched before, and they're throwing the ball, and it's not going to the first base, or they're letting runs go. It's just play what you've been doing and what works,
Yeah, it's tough because honestly, I'm a big proponent of strategy. I love talking strategy. I'm the reason you see me with my friends that I have is because I will talk strategy for hours. That's why I'm a coach. I love strategy. It's so fun to me. I nerd out on that. So it's you don't want to do too much for sure, and there's some things that work, but honestly, I game plan for every single team we play against. I'm annoyingly on the sideline moving my team, especially if you guys were there for the Post House game when Tyler and Skylar weren't there. I was every single kicker being okay, this and this, and so it's it can be too much sometimes, and you do have to realize that and people capitalize on little things too much. And it's errors are going to happen. And this is what I Love Garden has kind of learned because it's my first year with them, right? That I do harp on people for mental errors because if I tell you bunt down 1 and that's what the whole team is planning on you doing and you don't do it and you fly out because you think you know better, you mess up the whole team and you're responsible for that. But if you have a shitty bunt because you just accidentally hit it wrong, that's okay. Physical errors are okay and they're going to happen to everyone. It's just making sure you guys are making the right decisions and on the same page as a team. A lot of times I in lower league of people don't know what they're doing. Literally, when I ran when I did the Kickball for All and did the kicking station, so many girls didn't know, like, situationally when it made sense to do these things. I'm like, your captain should be telling you. I'm like, I don't know how many people I see, and, like, irks me, that kick to shortstop when there's a runner on one. That's not the move. You're getting out the lead runner. You actually don't matter. The lead runner matters. And so it's just like, it's like people just don't understand that. They just go up there and do whatever they feel like because they don't know. And it's like they actually do want to know. They want to be better. So like they want that information. And so it's like it helps.
And that leadership, that stuff, like that comes from the top, you know? It shouldn't be that we have to learn that when we go to the Kickball is for All clinic, you know?
Yeah.
Like that should be things that as a captain or a co-captain should be doing for teams, you know, and like helping them out.
100%. It's like, and so it's like on the captains to give that information, and then it's on the rest of the team to be receptive to that information, because, you know, there's a lot of people that, like, I tell them what to do and they're not receptive of it, and it's not because I'm trying to be mean or tell you what to do. I also do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, also people tell me what to do, and I'm like, cool, I'll do that. You know, like, we're all on the same page, we're all on the same team. So it's just like being open to that and also being willing to give that information.
And that's the biggest thing that at this point in the year, especially good teams, bad teams, there are two things that, you know, can or shouldn't happen. First thing is you're not going to have a winning team that has anybody going into business for themselves. No team is going to go out and succeed because Jess said, I'm going to go out and kick a home run. You know, there just happen to be two people on and she does that great. No teams are going to win by not doing and executing the game plans. And especially at this time of the year, the other part of that is that you're going to have two game plans going into every game. And a lot of younger or inexperienced or just generalized bad coaching, you'll revert into making 1, 2, 3, 5 defensive changes because a team, whether they're far superior to you or not, has started to widen a gap, and you start to overreact. Instead of sticking with game plan 1 or game plan 2, you see a lot of teams that crash out in the tournament that go, we're going to run this defense. Then the next inning it's different. Then the next inning you have a new third baseman. Then the next inning you have a new pitcher and a new first baseman. And before you know it, 2, 3, 4 runs is now 17, and your season's over. So leadership makes all of the difference.
Yeah, for sure. You should be rehearsed in the positions you play. It's just like it's so much easier to have like the little instincts of where to go with the ball, where to move when you're not on the ball. I just wanted to add really quick because I was going to say this and I forgot because we got on that tangent. But also, Skylar is severely underrated as a third baseman. Like, the dude is so good and so consistent. Like, he doesn't overthrow. He doesn't miss his throws. He's not giving people extra bases. Like, the dude is so good, and he does not get the respect he deserves.
Smart plays.
Yes, and I also just, like, adore him as a person. Like, great dude, great leader, like, even, like, as not a captain. Like, just someone that always picks everyone up and does a great job. Like, severely underrated third baseman. He's not mentioned enough. He's fantastic.
And before we move on, a huge thank you to Love Garden for the amazing bags that they dropped off to select few of us. And my favorite thing out of the bag is an awesome nameplate for my desk at work that says Chaos Coordinator. Yes.
Wow.
Everybody did. But these, thank you very much to Love Garden. Those
Pretty
bags meant the world to me and to everyone else that received them as well. Which also, can we get an update on the kindness cooler?
The what?
The kindness cooler.
Who has it?
Where is that? Where's it going? I need an update, or I'm not letting this one die this year. It's not going away for 2 seasons.
Still with red legs.
It's still with red legs. Nick Benton's still finishing the Malort.
The drop.
God damn it, Ben.
Yeah, I don't think it could have been with them. We'll find it. Someone will post online. YSC2 at 8 p.m. Number 33, late fees 11. Number 16, Soda Jerks 12. This was in extra innings, and it should not have been because there was a terrible call. I feel like I just wanted to bring one hot take. Late fees got hosed.
Did they? Wow, okay.
I think they did. There was an overturned call that allowed the tying run to score on a trapped ball, where the ball, I believe it was at first maybe, they had bobbled it around and then pinned it on the ground before the base runner got there, and they were called safe for not having control. And I think they got hosed. But congratulations to the Soda Jerks for pulling off that late innings thriller, 12-11 over the late fees, and what could have been the largest upset of the week by far.
Yeah.
Was that a double entendre? Congratulations to Soda Jerks for pulling
themselves and the game off.
God.
Let me see here. Were there any notes? First, Miller with a huge error-filled home run with 2 outs to score first 3 runs for late fees. On the other side, right center missed catch in third. Too spinny. They were playing 4 outfielders. Huge error in third. Easy single to pitch. She rushed. Bad throw. Ended up scoring 2 runs. They are back in it. So the Jerks really fighting from behind the whole game and down 9-4 heading into the 8th and pulling out the win.
Wow, it's almost like late fees people just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. Those late innings, I think. Well, I mean, they did have a long way. They all had to get back home to Kansas City.
So, do we know what happened in the last play of that game? Because Seth Sanchez brought it up online after they posted, and I was confused about what the call was to end the game.
I didn't review it.
Does anybody know?
Very long day at work.
Nothing?
I'll try and pull it up here on the. That was on the KVKL page.
We'll just have to wait for Marcus's explainer. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
late
okay.
fees.
We don't have to go too deep into it now. But
Last play of the game is very funky. The first base occupant clearly impedes the path of the defender as he's trying to make a play, but she's also on a base she's entitled to. So there's only 1 out. It's probably a moot point. But she and the kicker also temporarily both occupy first base. Say this wasn't a game-ending kick, how would you sort that out? So, let me just say, if they both occupied first base, the lead runner is automatically out, and which I believe is what wound up happening in this play anyways.
Is that what they called? That's not the baseball rule. Well, it doesn't matter, because I wasn't sure what the call was.
Now, that was, I thought from the explanations that I had heard, they called that because the base was touched while they were both occupying it.
That's not an automatic out.
Now, if the base is touched with both runners occupying
No, you still got to tag them out. Yeah. This is why I asked the question. It's not clear from the video what the call was. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
If we don't know what the call was, we just skip it.
Yeah. So
we'll get some clarity at some point.
We can get the clarity on it, but if there was no tag and it was just a tag of the base, then yes, they would have had to have tagged the runner to be out. Anyways, interesting end of the game, and the Jerks keep jerking along.
Jesus.
On to week 2.
Why? Right team won.
Yeah, right
team won. Thank you. Justice served.
Well,
justice served. Screw late fees. Fuck them.
I'm not going to give any benefit of the doubt because even being on the receiving end of that and ending your season's not an excuse to not continue your duty to a charitous kickball league.
Here's where we ask the possibly unanswerable question: if late fees wins that game, do they stick around to ref?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Because they're not going to turn. Why would they want to forfeit next week?
Yeah, I guess most fun wins unless you lose.
Yeah, unless you lose. Before we move on,
let's take these shots.
This next one, where are we at, Cougar? Right here at our bar.
610 Florida Street.
To our bar.
Here's to our bar.
Why am I taking this shot? I hate Fireball.
The panelists.
Why Fireball? Why? Why, Benjamin?
YSC 1 at 9:30 p.m. Number 24, Arbar. 10. Number 25, Sod Squad. 7.
I think
9.
that both of these teams fucking killed it during their games. I don't know if I can say the F word on this podcast, but
You can fucking say whatever you want because you are a
Kelly.
So I took a couple notes during this game after work. Skylar from R-Bar and Chris from Sod Squad both kicked their butts off, and R-Bar's kickers were kicking it past the outfielders like every single time. I was shook. Like they were kicking the F out of that ball. So that's what I had to say.
Nice. So when the tournament rankings came out, I thought Sod Squad was underranked and R-Bar was overranked. But give it to R-Bar, man.
No.
They've been coming on late in the season.
Underranked.
Good for them. Yeah, great.
Their bunting was good too, man.
Yeah, Brian cooks a mean wing, and R-Bar was hot on Sunday.
Oh, jeez.
Cougar, do you have something here?
What's that?
Do you have something else here?
No, I don't. No.
So anyway, fuck you, Sod Squad, for letting me down on the tournament pick'em.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I loved watching this game, and it looked more like a 10 and 12 seed than a 24 and 25. They were really good.
Yeah, that's
honestly.
like a respectably low-scoring game.
Yeah.
On YSC
I encourage
1-2.
everyone to go watch that game, to be honest. And I'm off my high horse now about it.
YSC 6 at 8 p.m. Midnight Tokers 24, Rockets 5. So the fairy tale ends here for Rockets.
Yeah.
Midnight Tokers getting a little bit of revenge from losing that first game. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brett runs this game. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I repped this game. Honestly, first 3 innings, Rockets were leading after the first 3, so I was kind of surprised by that. And then after that, Tokers kind of just ran away with it. Rockets couldn't get any runs. Tokers started doing their thing. But first 3-4 innings, it was a really close, competitive game. Fun to ref, so shout out Rockets.
I didn't think that the Tokers had the capability of scoring 24 runs without Jackson. I'm a little shocked. A little shocked.
Yeah. I mean,
24?
They just kind of waited around. They did their thing. Place kicks. Not a lot of bunting. Kind of their thing, though. They just like place kick it deep.
Thank you, Brett.
I mean, this seems kind of like so I feel like the top half of the league has Tokers figured out. Probably going to keep them under 10. I feel like the bottom half of the league, especially the bottom third, not as much. Much more susceptible to like the baby kick to shortstop, and that'll kill you. Next up, we have YSC 5 at 9:30. Cork Suckers 17, Empire 7.
So at least Empire doesn't play for the booth. There you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing. So.
You got anything else on this one?
I don't. No.
I guess I expected a little bit more from Empire just because I've seen them play some really good close games.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
Whoa. Did you see their strength of schedule? It was barely over 300. I know they had 5 wins, but like who they beat is like again. Credit to Empire going back-to-back season with 5 wins, but
Cougar, the RPI is my New Testament, so I don't subscribe.
Your New Testament? Really? You go there? Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Corbin!
Yeah. People are fighting. I'm not sure.
What are they doing?
What is going on?
Lost over there and just ran away. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we got to keep pushing on.
Oh no, it's Malloy and Corbin. Are they really going to race? Corbin and Reese. Oh gosh.
Hopefully
Go
they're both
Reese.
drunk. I love myself some Empire. This is not a bad showing, 17-7 against a good team. I feel like I was a little disappointed in Corksuckers showing last few weeks, but they still feel like a dangerous team.
Empire was also without Arvell and their starting pitch.
What happened to Arvell?
No Arvell. He's injured. Arvell's injured. Oh, okay. All right.
Love you, Arvell. YSC 4 at 9:30 p.m. We got Ghost 17, Jazz House 6. Jazz House showing a little spunk. Ghosts trying trying to recover from that first round loss.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to get Corbin to come up here and talk to his freaking game, but apparently has his Ranger
I
game.
hope Reese fucking beats Corbin, and
let me get Corbin.
Progressively say the F word the more drinks I drink. So sorry about that.
Is this time to talk about how I feel like the Ghost is gonna fall apart after this year? People are gonna go to a whole bunch of different teams.
Okay, yeah, that's honestly a good point. I've heard that Corbin wants to leave the team, and Corbin has the potential to make this team great. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He can take that team and make it so good, but he's 18 or whatever fucking years old. So, like, he's obviously going to want to go to a team, you know?
Well, that's not necessarily a... Oh, hey, here's Corbin.
Corbin.
Hey, Corbin.
It was a good game.
Did you win the race or lose the race?
I just won. I smoked him, actually. Come, bring him on the mic. I had a bad start. I slipped. I got Nike socks on. He had socks on, too.
Hey, it's all right, man. Corbin could tell you that Ghost had a bad start last weekend, too.
He could. But, let me just say one thing.
You're running his live? He did too?
It's different on the dirt.
Yeah, put him on
Big
some
cleats.
turf, man.
You hear me, Coop? Of course it is. He's getting smoked next time.
Yeah, ask for the speed demon that's Cougar here, duh. No, all right, Corbin, talk about your game.
He's slow as shit, just to let y'all know. It was a really good game. It's fun playing Rick. It's fun playing all them. We just kind of had the lead all game and then never gave it up.
Kind of feel like similar athletic quality, just too much more experience.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Yeah.
Wait, that is? I don't know. I was drunk as fuck at that game. I was mad after the first one, so I just got hella drunk. Overly drunk. Yeah, and then I played the game.
All right.
I did all right. I was on base a lot.
So, Corbin, can we get a prediction for this next weekend, man? You going to win one? You going to win two? Are you guys in the plate final here or what?
So our next opponent, I think we got Yingling.
Yep.
But our next opponent is either the Tropics or Red Lion.
Correct.
And we beat both of them. But I would rather play the Tropics again because it's just fun to play Cougar and all them. But Red Lion, I think we got a little bit more on them this time. I fucked myself up last time, so.
Yeah.
Why? So you can get another 7 RKIs like you did against 2 weeks ago?
No, but I think you guys by 2, Red Line by 1, to be honest.
What's that?
You guys by 2. If we get y'all, Red Line by 1.
Us by 2, the Red Line by
fair.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I love about the bottom part of this play bracket is that all the teams are very close.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Thank you, Corbin.
We
have to win that race.
Speaking of Youngling, we got Youngling 9 over Woos 6. That's a really good showing by Woos, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's a rematch against Game of the Week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And and Woost is like
much closer.
Youngling is a playoff team. They're playoff ready. They got David at third. They're great. And Woost coming up and keeping it within 3. Great showing.
Yeah.
I think Woost was better this year than last year. I think they got a lot to be proud of.
They got That's 5 wins. Yeah, Woos had 5 wins. Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
No, it's good on them. Yeah.
Yep. YSC 8 930. It was Red Lion 13, Scoonies 1. Aaron Newton, maybe our best player, or at least
is he hurt?
Our youngest player took an ankle injury here, rounding third. And,
God.
had to go home. Yeah. He seems like he might be okay. We'll see.
Oh, God, yeah. I saw someone on the ground while I was reffing over there, YC7 between D-Holes and Post House. I saw one on the ground. I was like, who that? So it's always Aaron. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it didn't look great. And he was definitely in pain. And he, especially with Austin out already with a leg, Aaron has been our best player. So.
I was wondering where Austin was.
Yep.
I didn't know he was injured. Well, I hope Aaron, hope you're okay.
Yeah, but Scoonies were game. This was so we didn't get runs on them until after the third or fourth inning.
Yeah,
it was a reasonable game. They played great defense early, and they were great sports. Love them.
Yeah,
fantastic game. Love the Scoonies.
They're good people. I do like the Scoonies. So.
Yeah. Joe knocked me off at third base and got me all dirty. But it was all out of love.
Thank you, Joe.
You can help take it out and just shift everyone up and then split
No. No, we just scratched Aaron.
I know, but it said second, or yeah.
Sorry.
Kicker got hurt in third, shifted lineup.
Yeah, no, we didn't have to do that. We just,
okay.
yeah, because the lineup was like we were kicking 8 and 3, so we just scratched the 2 spot. We're fine. Yep. Thanks, Cougar.
That's a very good point.
YSC 7 at 8 p.m. Oh, also, just quick.
Cougar has been oddly quiet.
Mickey is the funniest motherfucker in the league because I coach.
But I do have things to say. No, and Reese can talk. Oh my God, let me not talk over you. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, you go ahead.
I don't even know. You go ahead, please.
So I was coaching first base the entire game, and Mickey was playing first base pretty much the entire game. Motherfucker is hilarious. We need to get him on the podcast. How has that not happened?
He was in the podcast last year. He was in the podcast last year.
Yeah. What's that?
Who is it?
Mickey.
Yeah, it's Mickey. He works with me now, so I fumbled the bag there. I'll get Mickey. You're coming on next week. I just need you to go out, watch all the games, and soak in all the knowledge, and come with all the knocks.
I love him.
But yeah, love Mickey. Goddamn man.
Will skirt the fact that he got ejected in a game with at Hobbs weeks ago.
Yes.
Wait, who got ejected?
Mickey.
Well,
Kenny.
I mean, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, wow.
It happens. Not to me though.
Oh, jeez.
YSC 7 at 8 p.m. rounding out the playoffs round 2. Number 27, LFK Rays 2. Number 22, KBC Tropics, completing and continuing the exact reflection of somewhat perfection, 17. And here comes the Capitan.
Celebrate your last win of the season, motherfucker.
Oh man, that means we're winning. Yeah!
No, so LFK Rays was like the most clinical game.
It ain't what it sounds like.
Suck on the microphone?
Yeah,
Okay.
put it in your mouth.
No, we just played like we hit this second gear against LFK Rays like that we like have maybe hit twice or 3 times this season in total. And I think Rick Rollers was like the best thing that could have happened to our team because we saw each other at like the lowest place in like that you can be in a competitive sport as adults, and like we were all there, like we were all pissed off, and like we genuinely all saw each other like sad, mad, angry, like whatever it was, stressed, frustrated. And I think that like we got to see what we could be when we get our shit pushed in, and now it's like, okay, let's never do that again. And so then we hit that second gear. LFK Rays had to be the ones who were on the receiving end of that, but we just literally like 9 innings, 27 outs, took care of business the whole way. Not even 27 outs, I think it was 8 innings, so even better. You know, we got out of there early. It was fun. And I do want to shout out Alex because she's like the toughest motherfucker out here. Literally had like a major health scare before the game, right before the game. And like that's where I also want to give some shout outs to like Post House and the reffing crew and LFK Rays because they were very patient with Alex while a couple doctors from Red Lion, or I don't know about doctors, but I don't know what they are, nurses maybe, I don't know. They were checking her out, and it was great. And she powered through it, and she said she feels much better. So big shout to Alex.
Big stud.
They stayed at a Holiday Inn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holiday Express.
Oh, Holiday Inn Express. I don't want to short sell the actual Holiday Inns.
Reese wore a grass skirt.
All right. Oh,
Since when are you shy?
Dolskis let me know that I shouted them out twice in a row last week, so here I am to shout out Cole and fucking Luke because they killed their kicks this week. Oh, yeah. Cole killed it at third. I am so proud of him for picking up a position that he was 4-2 and killing it this year with a good attitude because it could not be me getting me at a new position because I will cry literally. But yeah, no, Cole killed it. And honestly, when I replay the game, the Rays game in my head, all I see is Cole's kick because he kicked it right down short and second between them every time.
I forgot to shout out to Luke in the game against Rick Rollers, also to here LFK Rays. Luke was our only offense against Rick Rollers, getting all 3 RKIs. He had 4 RKIs against the LFK Rays. So shout out to Luke. He had the best weekend of all of the Tropics players. So good on Luke.
And Reese's hula skirt, obviously.
You gotta say something.
And Reese's
You gotta say something.
skills at catch.
I got something to say.
Go ahead.
You know,
we got a lot of injuries on our team, and I just want to give a real big shout out to everybody that is stepping up. Jaron playing first, Cole playing third. They're stepping up. They're playing phenomenal. Defense and offense, both ends. They're doing great. Defensive side, we got a couple of things we need to pick up, but other than that, I think we're in a great position for this tournament. The plate's looking real good. That's in our reach, I feel like. We do got some great teams ahead of us that, are loaded, very talented, very elite. But yeah, no, I think we know the way that we're going to play. The Rays, like Ryan said, they were on the other end of that, but we're going to carry that momentum over and going to do great.
I do want to say one more thing. I don't know if this has been talked about, but I really hope Aaron is okay on red line. I didn't know the severity or how bad the injury was and whatnot, but we were doing like a post-game huddle away from the dugout so D-holes could get ready for the game at Post House, and then we looked over and Aaron was on the ground for a considerable amount of time. So I hope that when we get to play you guys that Aaron is there and able to play. Like I said, I don't know anything about status. I don't know about how bad the injury is, but praying for him. Hope he's okay. So.
Yeah, you're praying on his downfall.
I really appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah. Latest update is serious sprain. We'll see. Yeah.
Serious sprain, yeah.
Ankle. Yeah. As far as we know, nothing broken, no ligament damage, just a hard sprain. But I haven't talked to him since this morning, so we'll see. Thank you. We really appreciate that, buddy.
So, once again, thank you to our bar.
610 Florida Street.
That is correct. Right across from your old porn smut peddling palace.
Jesus, movie gallery, now Sound Innovations.
Yeah, right?
It's not Porn Central, stop it. It was only one adult room at the old movie gallery where you took it.
Cougar, if you were putting in 8 hours a day, they were playing at least 6.5 hours of porn.
This is cat order from the old Odyssey martial arts supply. But it is, yeah.
It is.
If you were here in like the late 90s.
Yeah.
And if you remember I bet you those commercials are on YouTube. It would be great.
And once again, don't forget we have our chosen charity this year, the Douglas County Special Olympics. There's still time to donate as much money as you want, as frequently as you want. And there is definitely still time to get all of your baskets put together for the charity auction that will be quickly approaching. Hard to forget the date, 9/11.
9/11?
That's when the charity auction is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where was your mind going, you terrorist?
My mind was still on the Odyssey martial arts supply store back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well,
way back.
We get the Pulp Fiction intro. We're at our bar. Cougar is just sitting here for the last half hour thinking, that is this tasty chicken wing.
Now I'm back to being. Ugh.
So I did give you guys a rundown of the games that are coming up this week. I want to go work it from what some might consider the bottom up, but I want to start, and we're going to start with the boot. In that, we'll work up our way from the boot to the plate to the twain to the cup.
Yep, agreed.
So this week's matchups: YSC 3 at 8 p.m. Asteroid Head and Bald Beavers are going to be matching up. I think that's going to be a great game, and I'm going to take a flyer here. I don't know who I picked in the original one, but man, Beavers putting up that many runs.
Nobody picked Bald Beavers.
And Asteroid Head not bringing more than 9 players like 5 times this year. I'm going to go with the Beavers this round.
You're crazy.
I know I'm crazy.
You're taking Bald Beavers.
Your
only win was a forfeit to Empire Week 4.
Allegedly.
Oh.
I know. And this team's getting better and better each week. I just don't know how motivated Asteroid Head is at this point. YSC 4 at 9:30. The Headquarters Ringers play the Recess Rejects.
Now, speaking of motivation, I don't know how motivated like Recess Rejects are. That's the team I'm worried about motivation. That's the one. So No, I got Ringers. Ringers.
Yeah, they're very up.
Ringers has something to play for. Rejects, I don't know if Rejects even care what they're playing for, honestly.
This is the classic high ceiling, low floor game.
What?
Classic high ceiling, low floor game.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if Ringers bring their A game and Recess Rejects brings less than their A game, it's Ringers. And in the playoffs especially, I feel like that's what happens most of the time. So I'm taking Ringers too.
Yeah, I got the Ringers, big Ringers fan. I have been in this odd spot that I think you kind of alluded to that the Rejects are in, where you've been a much better team in the past, and you might feel like you're much better than where you're located at right now, and it can really severely put you on a path of either. Do you want to go down in the annals of history as being one of the few teams and players to win a trophy, whether it's the best or the worst, quote unquote, or do you check out and start over next year? And regardless of where they're standing, big HQ fan, Ringers all day.
Yeah, by the way, sorry, real quick. I'll go to you, Liz. I'm sorry, Liz. Real quickly, Ringers have something to play for because they're trying to go for their first ever postseason win ever.
Exactly.
So the motivation, they got the motivation. No question. Go ahead, Liz. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was going to say was Ringers is one of those teams that I have seen come up as a veteran in the sport and really want to see how far they can go. So I hope this game is a good game. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I hope it's a good game, and man, if there's a team that I'm rooting for to win the boot, it is the Ringers. Like I said, I can't say enough about Brooks, what he brings to the team and the league, and it's infectious.
We're back on the time. Okay, next game, let's go.
So moving on to the plate side, we have YSC 5 at 5 p.m., Soda Jerks versus R-Bar.
Is anybody here to talk about the game? Nope. Okay, what do we think? What's going to happen, Cougar? Go ahead.
I got Soda Jerks. Sorry, R-Bar. I had Soda Jerks in my bracket in the Cougar After Dark podcast to win the plate. And, R-Bar, great. They beat Saw Squad. I got Soda Jerks still as a favorite.
All right, super duper. Sean, who do you have?
Yeah, I think I've motivated, or, in my own mind, motivated Derek enough.
No. If anybody motivated Derek, it's Seth saying that Soda Jerks was overseeded.
Well, I mean...
Seth from Free State.
I have so many jokes. They're not funny. They're funny to me. Soda Jerks.
The only question you need to ask yourself is, where are we right now?
We're in the plate.
Our fucking bar!
Our fucking bar! Yes, let's fucking go. 610 Florida Street.
I think you express our opinion.
Next game.
Yeah, I like the underdogs. I mean, winning the plate twice, 2 years back to back, and we were the underdogs. Definitely R-Bar. Next game.
I'm on R-Bar here, too. Yeah, I feel like R-Bar's got a chance to take this one.
Well, especially if Soda Jerks has a slow start like it's a late fees, they might be in trouble. You might be right.
Yeah.
All right, next game.
YSC 6 at 5 p.m., the Midnight Tokers against the Corksuckers.
Very tasty.
This is a tasty game. I think I actually had this picked in this bracket, and I've got Cork taking this win. I think the difference, I've preached all year that one person won't make the difference. This is finally where that difference maker could come in. Not having Jackson will be the factor that puts Corksuckers over.
I got Cork.
Yeah, I kind of think the shortstop position is huge against Tokers, and I think Corksuckers has it locked down. So I'm going to take that.
Although, to be fair, Lucy does a good job for Midnight Toker as shortstop. She does good. She's good.
Moving on to the plate, YSC 3 at 6:30 p.m. The Ghosts continue their title defense against Yingling.
Will the Ghosts play less than 30 players this week?
Oh, Jesus.
Because Corbin, that will affect how I pick this game.
He's not listening.
What will affect it?
Hey, Corbin, will the Ghosts have less than 30 people playing this week?
No.
Okay, I'll take Youngling then.
I got Ghost. He's crazy. I got Ghost. No.
I see.
Now Corbin's pissed. Yeah. I see in his eye. Now he's pissed.
I see, and I'm hoping I'm going to continue to be a motivational tool. at the point of the game when it's tied and the two sets of footprints in the sand become one, and of all people, Colton is going to put the team on his back and will them to a win.
There you go.
So Colton, don't let me down, buddy.
Uh-oh.
You're the difference maker here.
I'm going to wind up looking like an idiot here, but I kind of feel like the team that has players who aren't on their way out is going to win. I'm taking Youngling.
Jeez. Oh, God.
YSC 6:30 p.m. Red Lion versus the KBC Tropics.
Lions or fucking tropics all day, baby. You said lion. I'm a little drunk, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a sublime statement.
We have a lot of people that are questionable on the injury report. I mean, I'm still taking Lion. Yeah.
Questionable on the injury. We got people broken and bruised out there, man.
I got one stat, the only stat that matters. We haven't played KBC this year. Every time we played KBC in the past, we have beat them. We are 0-2 this year when Cougar refs our games.
Oh, no. All right, Cougar, we need you to ref and third base coach,
This
please.
is the first ever ref revenge game.
Ref revenge.
No, Tyrell, do you want to talk?
You know,
Ryan wants to. I know he does. I see you sitting there.
but
I can't hear a thing.
so I'm going to go with all the injury knowledge input, especially at this time. It's leaning me not only to pick KBC Tropics, but also I'm going to be completely let down if at some point during this game I don't see Matt Pendry playing Rover.
He's not eligible. Ineligible.
He didn't play 3 games in the regular season? He didn't ref a third game?
The list says he's ineligible.
Well, he should have done better.
Yeah, it's
I don't
okay.
think we'd complain if he wants to get in there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Until they lose it, and I'm like, wait!
Just kick it at his left
crippled
arm.
ineligible man beat us.
I know. I will also say I'm scared of you guys. I watched you play in the Rollers game, and until you guys decided that you didn't care later in the game, really tough.
Yeah. So if we can access that, like a quarter of that second gear that we did against LFK Rays, then like of course I'm going to have confidence in my team. Now I've seen all year long both sides of it. You know, when we just go and play almost like apathetic kickball, which is a really gross and dangerous place to be. And I think that's what we hit against Rick Rollers, was just apathy. Like there was too much. I think a lot of players were letting that pressure get to them because, like I said, we have 9 first-year players on the team, and they don't realize what KVKL is, and then they start to get that feeling, and then now all of a sudden, boom, playoffs are here, and now it's like, hey, we fucking lose now, we're done. Like, and so
You gotta realize when you're down 7 or 8, you're still in the game.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, it says we went down by 9 against Ghost early, brought it back, had the lead for 2 or 3 innings, and shit the bed against them. But
yeah, and you guys know your strengths, and,
Oh, yeah.
and that's what's good is that being able to utilize those strengths, knowing like similar situation this week, the Ghost came out in the top of the first and put up 6 runs,
right,
5 runs, and we put up 6.
It's just
knowing that you have a high-powered offense
Yeah.
when you really want to turn it on,
right?
As long as you're dialed in.
Yeah, well, and I think like it's been frustrating yet exciting because all year long I've seen these little flashes from every single player on my team, whether they're a first-year player or whether they've been like me in 5th years. Like I've seen these little bursts of like potential out of nowhere, and then we then find a way to turn it off a little later. And I will say a lot of those close games that we've lost this year have been like huge momentum killers in them, like bases loaded against Ghosts, kicking into a triple play. Like that's just one example of a very frustrating season that we've had. And so I think if we can finally get it all to click like we did against LFK Rays and carry that into the rest of the playoffs, I don't think anybody on our side of the bracket is going to beat us. Like 100%, that's how I feel. Any of you boys? Anyone? Reese?
No.
Talk about the game against Red Lion or no?
All right.
There's silence. I want my team to win, but I do want to say, I feel like most of these matchups in this round are close. And there is a chance that it could be 21, 22, 23, 24 in the quarters for the plate. There is a realistic chance, and I think that would be fucking amazing. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be both.
Jesus. That's a first. All four teams in the semis of the plate being the 20s. That'd be a first.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So moving over to the Twain side of the bracket. YSC2 at 5 p.m. Free State versus John Denver Experience Shift. Hashtag drink shift.
No, I got JDE.
Yeah.
No.
As much as I'd love to see the magical run for Free State continue, Seth picked us to lose in the plate side, so I'm picking Seth to lose in the Twain side.
I just kind of feel like this is unfortunate. It's like out of all the teams in this Twain bracket, this is the last team they would have wanted to face. So, do better in the regular season, Seth. What the fuck?
YSC4 at 5 p.m. The Harpies versus Sacred Bunt.
This is the rematch from week 5 or 6, which Sacred Sword, not Bunt, won, I think 10-8 or 12-8 over Harpies, something like that.
Yeah, tight win. But
tight
yes.
win, yeah.
I feel like it's a bigger spread now, and Sword takes it again.
I got the kids. I got those kids.
Yeah.
Sacred Sword. Yeah, I agree.
YSC1 at 6:30 p.m. Cyport CBK against Young Spine.
This is the most fascinating matchup of the week, and I'm not just saying that because you're hosting. If this game was on YSC 5 through 8, I would pick Cyport. On 1, I think I take Young Spine.
I mean, that's a fair assessment.
It's a long field. They have athletic outfielders. I feel like it kind of minimizes your guy's ability to kick over the top or out the field. Yeah?
Indeed. I could see that. Obviously, I feel confident pick us, Sideport, by a million. No, not by a million. This isn't the ghost. By 1. I think this is going to be our best, most fun game of the year. This is going to be, in my opinion, the loser of this game. The loser of this game finishes the season as a number 10 seed. I said all year that Young Spine was a top 10 team. They came into the tournament as a 10 seed. And
But they
really
stumbled at the
looking
end of the
forward.
season. Young Spine has stumbled at the end of the season.
But they had a very tough schedule.
Well, yeah, I know,
which, you can either be the victim of or you can be the successor of. There are ways to look at that. The Honey Badgers had the brutalest schedule in the league, whether numbers denote it or not. And rather than go over, they built and are where they are again. Because of that level of schedule they had in their play. And I really think that this is probably, not only because I'm playing in it, but I think this is going to be the best game of the week.
I've been picking Cyport, like most of these picking games and so forth, and these tournament games. Fuck it. I'm going to go ride with Cyport with this game as well. I'm going with Cyport.
So I know some of this is based on who won and lost, but can we just take a moment to appreciate the board's seeding?
Yes.
The Week 10 matchups, the playoff seeding, because there was a huge question about which team deserved to be where in between 10 and 15. And in the bottom half of this Twain bracket, we have Cyport, Young Spine, D-Holes, Rollers.
Yeah.
How is that not the best possible situation?
You're missing the 12, 13, and they're playing on the upper end of this bracket. So I'm not going to toot anyone's horn, but man, I think the board, the collective we, fucking nailed it.
Well, we know the board doesn't listen to you, so it's it's more like the collective they.
Yeah. I mean, every group needs a wild card.
But I mean, just like look at the posts on Facebook for the past 10 weeks. Bryson was asking for Young Spine all season. Now you get them.
And we get them when we want it and when it matters.
Yeah.
And
Rollers
stoked.
played D-holes. They lost by 2. Couldn't have
Now
gone
they
anyway.
play 'em
Now
again.
they get a rematch. Yep. And then the winners of those games get to play each other. Fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. No, never.
YSC
We're not done, no.
5 at 6:30 p.m. rounding out the first side of the tween finals. D-Holes versus the Rick Rollers.
Jeff, Malloy, get back here.
I think this is a great matchup. The difference, I think, finally, for the first time in the tournament, is going to be the lack of Haman in the lineup. With him out, I think that gives the Rollers, especially with the way that they've been playing, the edge in this game. So I'm riding with the Rollers.
I don't.
As long as you guys limit Jeff.
Yeah. I don't quote unquote disagree. I'm more like Sean is so mad. He's so fucked. Well, here's where I came out on this. And Malloy, I want to hear what you have to say. Haman is almost more dangerous as a just coach, not having to worry about playing. Because I was at first base, standing there, listening to everything that he said to his team when he didn't have to worry about actually kicking or fielding. And everything that he said was 100% accurate. And every time they listened to what he was suggesting, it worked out to their benefit. So what Rollers has to accomplish as the quote-unquote younger team is you have to out-strategize these guys. And that feels like a tall task against D-Holes.
Yeah, develop 12 stages of strategy.
Yeah, what Liz said.
Put it on
So-
paper and write it down on
So-
Write it down on a script that's been burned on the end so it looks like an everlasting piece of documentation.
I feel like if Rollers comes in with a strategy, holds to it, and executes,
And also written on burnt scrolls, probably make a big difference.
they can win. Otherwise, it's just going to be a repeat of what happened earlier in the year.
Like, I know that we, just like your game, we did not defeat the D-Holes, but I think if you go back and look at our film and see what we did right, and you do the same thing, you're not going to have a problem executing your game plan.
I'm telling you.
Also, don't play people for 3 innings straight and then sit them the rest of the game. It's just a weird strategy.
Do what?
Don't play people for 3 innings and then sit them the rest of the game. It's just a weird strategy. Like if you look at the run differential in those innings,
It's a great strategy.
it's just strange. Yeah.
Just fake them.
Well, I think you stick with it if Jeff plays for 3 innings.
Only thing I'll say is, what do you think is the biggest motivator? Beating someone again or trying to beat someone for the first time?
First time. Bigger motivator.
Who's hungrier?
Yeah.
That's a lot of hate from you, Sean. Speaking of, how did your wife like that wand that I brought back from Edinburgh?
She loves it.
I'm glad to hear that, sir. You're
does.
very welcome for that.
Hey, if I can't razz you, then you were never the hottest free agent in KVKL history.
Here we go.
But I know you were.
Here we go again.
You know, to be fair, right now, Cougar is the hottest free agent in KVKL. He's basically Michael Jordan in 1993.
But in all seriousness,
No, he's not. No, false. Next game. Let's snap this up.
Wait, did Cougar's dad die?
No.
10:30. Let's go.
Let Jeff talk. No.
hold on, real quick. But in all seriousness, we're pretty hungry. We know we made some mistakes in that D-Holes game. We know what we need to do to make it right and win. With 2 runs, that's basically 2 or 3 errors that needed to be fixed. And I think we got to fix those, and I believe that we can. So we got this.
Yeah.
How am I Michael Jordan 1993? What?
I believe in you, Rick Rollers. You guys can win this thing.
That's better than Jordan in 96.
Oh, God.
I mean, he won a title, but, some other things happened, too. Moving on to the cup side, the most awesome side of the bracket. YSC 1 at 5 p.m. Global Cafe against the Honey Badgers.
By the way, Honey Badgers, first time in their history of their franchise, they won the first 2 rounds of the postseason. Congratulations. Sincerely, congratulations. First time ever in entire franchise history.
That being said, Cougar.
That being
I
said,
see
it's been
that
nice knowing
face.
you against Global Cafe. Been nice knowing you.
Yeah, Global's on a run right now, and I don't care how level-headed you are. This is not a team I want to run into today.
The only thing working in Honey Badger's favor here is that this is an early game. Maybe they catch Global sleeping early, get up. If they could score like 5 or 6 runs in the first couple innings, they got a shot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think this is what you would expect.
Honey Badgers.
Oh, I actually think this might be a toss-up, to be honest. Honey Badger's really fucking hungry.
Liz, you're crazy.
Cougar, you're actually crazy.
A toss-up between Global and Honey Badgers?
The way that we played them on, what was it, 2 Sundays ago versus Post House, they fucking gave us a run for our money. We had to work really fucking hard. I watched them play this Sunday, lights out. Like, good luck, Global.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give credit to the Honey Badgers. Fire forges iron, and
Be
they
ready.
ran the gamut this year.
Just be ready for, the Kenny Caberlines and the Ryan What's-His-Faces. Like, they're gonna be gunning for you, and if you don't get correct, they're gonna smash your faces in the dirt.
Elizabeth, the fact that the Honey Badgers the first time ever in the quarterfinals, I know they want to win, obviously, but this is a milestone for the Honey Badgers franchise. So yeah, they want to win, but for the most part, it's like they made it. Everything else is gravy. So
Okay. Anyways,
Elizabeth, you're done.
YSC3 at 5 p.m. Kansas Taco Zone. KTZ if you're nasty versus Lawrence Shirt Factory.
So this is a rematch of a marquee match of 12-6. So I think 6 runs the first inning. Taco Zone had on Shirt Factory.
Yeah.
I would like to see the closer game. I don't see it. It's Kansas Taco Zone. No.
Yeah, I think it's KTZ's to lose.
again, I'm gonna have to go back to any given team can win any given game. So, Shirt Factory is very hungry for this, and I'm not discounting KTZ. I'm just saying maybe
Kind of are.
This is Cougar. Shut the fuck up. I just think that maybe this is the year that Shirt Factory makes their I don't know, ploy for the top spot again.
Yeah,
They're trying to come back.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Next game, then.
YSC2 at 6:30 p.m. Johnny's versus Redlegs.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh. I think out of the...
Yeah, what was
Nick, you can use it as motivation.
Yeah, Liz, don't say Redlegs came in close because Johnny stopped.
Out of the cup
Don't
side,
say that.
if there was
just gonna talk
any
over
game
you
that could
'cause
be
we're
a
trying
run
to wrap
rule, this
this
would
up.
be the only one.
Yeah, both teams have played stellar. I watched Redlegs defeat a team on Sunday. So, again, I think this is anyone's game. That's what's so fun about the tournament.
Yeah.
Anybody can win on any given day.
Elizabeth, you're crazy.
We're on Johnny's Redlegs.
Johnny's going to win
Johnny's
this handily.
Redlegs.
Johnny's going to win this handily. No.
Run rule.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I think so
saying.
too. Run rule. I agree.
I call the
yeah.
run rule.
I think Redlegs got young spine at the right time, and this is just not the field and not the team.
No.
Yeah. Bad matchup.
No. Yeah.
YSC4 at 6:30 p.m. Post House versus Love Garden.
Oh, this is going to be a fun game. I'm very excited about this.
I feel like there is some dicks being dragged in this game.
Yeah, we've already played them once, so that's the entire point of that game is for us to drag every single one of their dicks in the dirt as hard as we can. Because you know what? Friendships be damned. I'm ready to win this championship. Let's go.
So the one difference between these two is 17-10 win by Post House. This time, Love Garden should have both Tyler and Skylar back. Those two were not there. Not saying that made 7 runs difference there, but not against Love Garden. No, he wasn't. Not against Post House. No, he wasn't. No, Tyler and Skylar were not there against a Post House.
Yes, they were missing
So
the
they were missing.
Skylar-Tyler
So
matchup.
I still think Post House is going to win, but having those two back is going to be huge for Love
I
Garden.
think the
so.
score stands for itself on that, though. Yeah, it'll be a bit of a different matchup because we're playing the full team. I mean, that's how it goes every week, right? We play the players that are there. I don't think we're worried. You worried? You worried? Nope. No one says we're worried. We'll be fine.
I think Post House got a little too much group me motivation, and this could be rough.
You really gonna look me in the eye?
I think you guys are gonna fucking steamroll through them.
We're gonna steamroll them.
That's what I'm not calling a run rule, nothing like that, but I don't think it's going to be as close as the 6-3 dictates.
No, I don't think so either.
I love that.
What's your call, Sean?
I think you win by 10 plus.
I will say that about Love Guard. I will say about Love Guard that the past 2 years they've come really, really close to making out to the semifinal. I think with like extra innings lost to Johnny's, and then extra innings lost to, I believe, Global the year before. So Love Garden has been knocking on the door to get into the semifinals.
I just feel like Post House is too good this year.
You're right. But I'm just saying the history there of Love Garden really knocking on the door, being that close, one run like either walk off or extra inning loss as they had the past year.
Can we do?
I'm just talking about history, Elizabeth.
Then?
I mean, we already picked them for Steam. I mean, we can go back through. I didn't write down.
No. I mean, like, what do we think about Global versus Taco Zone?
Global with who?
Are we done? Is this it?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
So this is the Cup Site Global versus Taco Zone.
Oh, we can talk about that, sure. This is the semifinals.
Global versus Taco Zone. Yeah, that is the epitome of it's anyone's guess. Does anybody want to chime in real quick about?
That's going to be a good matchup, and just like I said, it'll be the first time I pick against Taco Zone.
Nope.
I know who you picked, Sean.
Global.
You're the only you picked Global.
it.
Yeah, you have faith in Global, not because Taco Zone's been the biggest boogeyman of Global Cafe in the playoffs these past few years.
Yeah.
But you believe that they're going to exercise that boogeyman. I don't think so because they seem to have Taco Zone seem to have
Global's
number. Yeah. So
we're looking at Johnny's Post House.
Ooh, I like that.
Defending champs versus
Hungry.
the hungry contenders.
Yes.
Very neutral field on the second end of a hot day.
Yeah, fuck you, Kansas, for this weather, but we'll deal with it. We're coming correct, Johnny's, just so you know.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, man. That temperature could be a real cakewalk for the jerks if it gets too hot.
These are like it comes on the tournament. It's always at the hottest point of the year. You got to have enough people to like play on your team.
On the plus side, late fees will be in the air conditioning.
Thank God. We were really worried about that.
Man, I think that's a great matchup. I think I did pick Johnny's. I really want to see. I think the winner of that game dictates how the first of those two matchups go.
Yeah, man. Now I really hope that we lose to KBC so I don't have to play at 9:30 and I can just watch that
Just
game.
go watch this?
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a real toss-up. I'm motivating Johnny's over.
Likewise, I got Johnny's.
You're motivating Johnny's.
Motivating. No, I'm not motivating Johnny's. I'm motivating the Dick Dragon Dragons.
Oh, that's you. That's us. Yes. Yeah, we are the.
I love you guys. Fire-breathing Dick Dragon Dragons.
That's a fire.
How did Post House turn into underdogs here? They're the underdog favorites. I love it.
Underdog favorites?
I'll
That's an
take it.
oxymoron.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Liz, you picking yourself?
Always. I'm definitely going to pick my team.
Totes my goats.
I know it wasn't the best game for the D-holes on Sunday, and I want to put this on record that they played their fucking hearts out. We scored 24 runs in 4 innings. We're ready. I'm sorry,
yes.
D-holes. We're fucking ready for this shit.
Well, that wraps up this week's slate. We've made it through yet another edition. Live from our bar. Cougar, where are we at right now?
610 Florida Street.
A big thank you to our guests, Kelly Schmick, Ben Hutnick,
Yeehaw!
and Liz Schaefer. So, Cougar, Do you have any words of wisdom to say before I remind everyone about our chosen charity, the Kansas Special Olympics, right here in Douglas County?
You're asking me for words of wisdom? How long have you known me?
Yeah, that was
I don't know
bad.
what you're
That
telling.
was-
I know. I love the introduction of complimenting. I appreciate that. But you asked me for words of wisdom. It's like, come on, it's Cougar.
Date 9 yet?
What's that?
Date 9?
Date 9. We'll see where it goes.
Sean asked me.
We'll see. We'll see where it is either this week or next week. God, I can't believe we're talking about this. Really?
Oh, we're going to be getting an update next week.
God
Liz,
damn it.
any
Why are we
words of
talking
wisdom?
about this?
Words of wisdom. Look out, Love Garden. We're coming for you.
Oh. They may have peaked, but Post House interest was peaked. Ben?
Oh, God, you're
Any
going to ask Ben?
outgoing
Oh, gosh.
words of wisdom?
Oh, God.
Cougar, I'm trying really hard to be the shepherd.
Really?
Cougar.
Really? Really?
Play us out.
Benjamin, really? Ugh. Hang on. Hang on. Damn it. You messed me up again. Here. Ah.
Thank you all for sticking with us. Still not the longest podcast of the year.
Nope.
I think that is a huge win for everybody.
Maurice is going to make me sleep in the car.